Okay, so let's try this again. I'm back. Sorry about the network issue. We're still trying to figure things out, but it should be okay now. So yeah, thanks to all the guys that just joined in. I tried to tag you again. How's it, Perry? And obviously Bob, Torii, and Seb, and Stefan, and hopefully the guys will come back again to listen. I'm really sorry about that. Had such a good vibe and such a good starting, and kind of lost it. But hope we'll keep things going, and on our next episode. Um, so hope everybody's safe. Hope everybody's doing well. Hey, what's up, Chester? How you doing, buddy? Um, so yeah, like I said, I wanted to. I've got a pretty interesting episode today, and a few topics I wanted to talk about. A few exciting things that myself and a friend of mine happened to be chatting about a little while. But before all of that, there's something really important and really close to me that I must talk about, and this is. Hey, what's up, Julian? Thanks for listening in, buddy. Really appreciate it. Um, so, if you didn't know, this is the B Rock RC Show, a live podcast for the drifters by a drifter, where we talk about anything and everything to do with RC drifting. Um, so, like I was saying, there's something quite closely connected to me that I wanted to talk about before I go ahead with everything else. So, it's a little bit of a tribute to two uh, really well-known people in the RC world, uh, and these two people have made a lot of people's dreams come true, and more than that, my whole journey into RC drifting took a huge leap and a huge boost from from these guys who I'm forever indebted to. And I'm sure a few of you guys have an idea who I'm talking about. And it's none other than Michel and Claudia. Um, so this episode is also a little bit of a tribute to them. As some of you may know or have read, that Michel and Claudia are now taking a step back and stepping out of the RC game for a little while. Um, I haven't had the chance to speak to either of them and just get a few of their thoughts about what's going on. Uh, but yeah, I'd like to dedicate this episode to them. Um, how, so from what I know about them from the time I got involved into RC is that originally they were running streetjam.nl, and obviously they were running the world's championship for a number of years. If I'm not mistaken, from around maybe 2009 or 2010, or it could have been 2012. Hopefully some of you guys, somebody will be able to correct me there. But yeah, and so they've been pretty much running worlds up to 2019, up to last year. And when I first started RC drifting, and then I started the club and was looking around for some sort of support for the club, just to get us going and to help us get our names out there. Michelle was actually the first person, or one of the first people, to to respond in kind, and without a second thought, he helped me specifically, and he helped the club out with a whole bunch of with actually some some merchandise for our club. He put the Street Jam name out there, and he put our names at the back and sent a whole package down. And that was, I don't have I'm still thanking them for that, and it's been unbelievable. And if it wasn't for these two guys, or I mean, not guys, if it wasn't for this couple, Michel and Claudia, I really honestly don't think that I would be where I am in my RC journey, and I really would not have made it two worlds without them. So, to Michelle and Claudia, thank you so much for everything that you've done for me and for the RC drifting community in Durban and for the East Coast RC Drift Club. And wherever you go and whatever you do, we wish you well, we wish you success. And if at any time we could return the favor somehow, just know that we will be there, and whatever you do, we will support you 100%. Um, Together with the announcement, you must have heard that, uh, or I know for me, I got a little bit worried because I thought that Torii circuit would be closing down, and of course, you guys know Torii circuit is or was run by them. But very happy to hear that a few of the guys that regularly go there have actually stepped up to keep Torii circuit running, and one of them being my good friend Perry. So he's together with a few of the other guys. They're going to be running Torii circuit, and I think that's absolutely fantastic. That's a huge respect to them. Huge shout out to all those guys who are stepping up to take over and keep Torii circuit running. It's very disheartening to hear tracks closing down, guys. Really, I mean, although I've never visited those tracks, and there's probably a big chance that I won't visit them. But it really, I get very disheartened when I hear tracks closing down. It really gets to me. And, you know, in the tough times that we are experiencing now more than ever, we need to support our local industries. We need to support the local tracks. We need to support the local hobby shops. No matter what they are, no matter how they are, please support the local communities first before supporting the online stores. By no means am I saying that you should stop shopping online or things like that. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is support your local hobby shop first, then go supporting the online stores. Your local industries are what needs you the most right now. If everybody starts with that, if everybody starts supporting the local hobby shops first and then supporting the online stores, believe me, everybody will win. And that's my strong advice to all you guys. Support the local hobby shops first, and the local, especially the local tracks. Please, guys, support the local tracks. Do not let them close down. So what was I going to say? Oh yes, a little while, I think last week maybe, or yeah, last week, I read about a rat trap, uh, on the verge of closing down. That's run by Daniel, my friend Daniel Harrison, and uh, sup Cisco, sup guys. Thank you all for tuning in. So, like I was saying, we to all the guys that are just joining in. Now more than ever, we need to support the local hobby shops, the local tracks, the local industries, because of how everything is going down right now and the tough times we're facing. These industries need us the most, just as we need them. We need to help each other, and that's very important right now. We desperately need to help each other. Otherwise, the RC industry is not going to come out of this. Believe me, if we do not support each other, especially the local industries right now, we are not going to see uh, the local hobby shops anymore. We're not going to see the local drift tracks anymore if we don't keep up and supporting ourselves. We're not. I'm not saying now go and buy out half the shop. You know, I mean, go there, buy a small item, buy one can of a PS paint, buy a set of wheels, even if it's a cheap set of wheels, but it kind of looks okay. Buy it, even if you don't use it. Pass it, maybe pass it on to a new guy, but support the local industry and support. They desperately need our support, guys, and we all, like I said, we all need each other. It's very important. We have to support each other, else we're not gonna survive this, I promise you. So like I was saying, Rat Trap, run by Daniel Harrison. I'm not quite sure if I'm getting the name right of his track, but I read last week that there's a possibility that they may close down the track, and that's a very tough pill for to swallow. I mean, even though I'm halfway across the globe, but really, guys, in the UK, you guys need to support each other out in the UK. You need to support the local tracks. Else, what's going to happen is that the track is going to close down. There's not going to be a place to drift anymore, and guys are going to regret it. Finally, later on, when guys are wanting to get back into the game or wanting to get into drifting, there's not going to be a track for you guys to drift on. And then what's going to happen? Hey Wolf, thanks for joining in, buddy. Really appreciate it. So we're talking about supporting the local industry again, the local hobby shops, the local drift tracks, and how this whole situation with curfews and shutdowns and lockdowns have affected all industries, all aspects of life. But because we are focusing on the RC game and the RC drifting game, we find that the our industry is being heavily affected. And let's be honest, even though it's a hobby and a lot of us take it to the next level, at the end of the day, it is a luxury. It is something that we enjoy doing with our extra cash or our spare money. And now that things are going a little bit sideways, we obviously trying to save every penny as much as we can. At the same time, like I was saying earlier, again, we need to support all industries. We, especially the RC game, we need to support the local hobby shops. And to the guys that have just started listening, like I was saying earlier, we need to start by supporting the local first, then going and buying online. Um, by no means do I mean to say uh, stop buying online and only support local. I mean to say start with the local first, then go online, so that we keep this industry going. We keep everybody in the game, and that's how we create longevity in this RC game. So and yeah, and for the guys out in the UK, please don't let Daniel's track close down. It's not a nice thing when a track closes down. Just like how the guys in Netherlands have stepped up to keep Torii circuit up and running. And again, guys, you need to support that local track. It's a really good track. It's a really nice carpet track. I've seen it. I'd love to go and drift there, but in order for me to visit all those tracks, you guys need to support the local tracks. So keep it going. Then one day, I can't promise, but I will do my best to come and visit your tracks. Really, it's one of my objectives in life, is to come visit all you guys and drift at your tracks. So please, guys, support the local tracks so I can come visit you guys. it's really important, and not only for myself, but for the local industry, man. Just keep it going, keep it going. Um, so, like I mentioned in the beginning of my podcast, I'm dedicating this episode to my good friends Michelle and Claudia, who in in a few words are basically hanging up their remotes, hanging up their radios. I don't know 100% what their plans are, but whatever it is, we wish them well, and we thank them for all the amazing, fantastic memories that they've helped shape and create. And without them running the worlds, I don't think we would have. Uh, I would have, connected with so many of you guys, and I don't think so many of you guys would have connected with each other across the world. So it's really, um, it's really gonna be so sad that we don't have worlds this year, and we're not sure of the uh, if worlds is going to happen next year. I mean, yes, there are amazing international competitions out in Japan and Malaysia and Indonesia, um, and perhaps in the US and in the UK, uh, but worlds was just something special. It was out of the ordinary. It was hard to put into words, but the atmosphere and the vibe and just being there is for me unmatched from anywhere. Um, Even if you went there and you didn't drift, I promise you, you would have enjoyed yourself. You would have enjoyed yourself immensely, even if you did not drift at Worlds. Just by being there, you would have been on top of the world. And, we all gonna really miss that vibe. And I sincerely hope that somebody picks it up and, and hosts another world championship just like that. So please, if you guys, if somebody is listening to this, please, it's an earnest request. Please take over the world's championships, the world's, and run it. The world over would be so appreciative, and I promise you, you'd probably get more entries with the next installment of Worlds. So please, if you're hearing me, please, we would, especially guys from SA, the from the time that we've came back from Worlds last year, there's been a jump in a number of guys that want to come and drift at Worlds. So please, 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 guys, if you're thinking about it, get together, pool your resources together, pool your ideas, and please try and make it happen. It's not just for yourselves, it's for all of us. It's about creating the bigger picture. Thank you so much, Perry. Our goal is 2022. Yes, brilliant, brilliant, dude. I'm going to start saving from now. Okay, so Cisco says respect to Michelle and Claudia for the amazing memories. Worldwide drift family. I will never forget it. Yes, Cisco just put everything into so much of perspective, and I agree with your sentiments 150%, dude. Um, for years I've watched the worlds online. Well, from the time they started streaming it, or whichever came first. But from as far as I can remember, I've been watching Worlds, and I've always wanted to be there. And last year, together with Michelle and the whole world, I managed to get there, and it was everything that I had imagined it to be and more. From the time I stepped through the doors, right through to the time I stepped out, it has been a magical, amazing experience that I will always remember. And I'm sure all you guys that have visited or have gone for Worlds will agree with me that it's something that you have to experience and you can't describe. You can't put into words exactly how amazing Worlds is. And again, it's thanks to Michel and Claudia for making that happen for so many years. It's a shame that it's a shame how it kind of snowballed into a bad situation, and it's really unfortunate. And I wish it didn't go down that way. But sometimes in life you're thrown a curveball, and sometimes you can't come out of it. And I suppose in some way, Michelle and Claudia kind of just sort of scraped through it. Um, but hopefully everything has worked out. Everything will work out, and we hope that there's another world. Yeah, man. Or if you yeah, like Cisco is saying, this COVID situation has hit SA really, really badly, but more so economically. It's gone absolutely ridiculous. So whatever sort of ideas we had about visiting overseas are just completely out the window right now. It's just completely unaffordable. Our exchange rates are, if for the lack of a better word, it's nightmarish as to how bad the situation is at the moment. Like the dollar we're sitting on like 19 South African rands for $1. The euro is something like 20 rands 65 or something like that, or just over 20 rands for €1. Uh, and the pound I think is like at 22 or 23 or probably more for one South African rand. So we're in a hell of a position economically to make any moves. But hopefully things will get better. Fingers crossed. We're hoping everybody comes out of this positively, and we're hoping that, especially SA, we come out of it in a good way. I hope things pick up, because if it continues like this, it's just going to be disastrous for us. But yeah, man, we still hold our heads up high, and we're still looking forward, and we're still gonna do this. We're still gonna keep it going, even if it's two people drifting on the road. We are gonna keep it going, man. We're gonna keep it going. Yeah, Wolf, it really is that bad. The currency, the exchange rates are completely through the roof right now. So we just trying to get by at the moment. And I hope things turn around. Um, yeah, man. Yeah, the so Wolf says he remember the times when €1 was like 11 rand. Oh man, I wish we went back to those times. But yeah, hopefully things will come right. So talking about um, yeah, absolutely, Cisco. Absolutely, man. I agree with you. WWDF, my people. WWDF, hashtag that. So like I was saying, about supporting the local industry here close to me, and I'd say just a short drive, maybe 10 minutes away from me, was a very well established hobby shop. They've been around for like as long as I can remember, and we just got word that this hobby shop is actually closing down permanently, which means that's one less hobby shop in Durban. And that means that it's going to be such a huge loss to the RC community in Durban. Not just drifting, but like off-road, on-road, air racing, all these guys. We're going to be heavily affected by this. There are a few minor hobby shops around, but none at the level that Denket Hobbies was. Um, and it's really sad that this COVID situation is causing businesses to close down and stuff. So hence me reiterating and reinforcing the need for our communities to support the local industries first, and then supporting online online stores. Please keep that in mind, guys. We don't want any more shops closing down, any more tracks closing down. So remember, hashtag local is lekker. Remember that from my previous podcast. Local is lekker. Lekker meaning good, great, fantastic, amazing, best out of best of the best, cream de la creme, the cream of the crop. Everything that means good is encapsulated in the word lekker. So remember, local is lekker, and that leads to supporting the local industries. So remember, local is lekker. Support the local, your local track, local hobbies shop. Support the local, and then go on to your online stores. What's the words again? Local is lekker. Don't forget it. Um, so yeah, so I was talking with my friend Perry, and um, we kind of have this idea going, which is still in development, about a sort of a drift alliance slash a collaboration between tracks from across the world. Um, so um, ourselves, the East Coast RC Drift Club, is looking to align ourselves with and collab ourselves with the Torii circuit. So we're still sort of working out the details and the kinks in between, and how we're going to go about this relationship. But I think the main idea behind it is to just strengthen ties between countries, share in the knowledge, share in the experience, and then just help out wherever we can. And I think by doing that, we definitely keep the hobby going, keep the brotherhood going, and it's gonna be fantastic. So we're gonna be repping them this side, they're gonna be repping us on their side, um, and I've got a few ideas as well, which I wanna run by Perry before I mention anything, and I think it's gonna be very exciting for both the clubs, both tracks. I'm thinking in the future we may want to organize like a track visit. So I think that will be very cool. But I'll keep you guys updated about that, and let's see where this leads us. I think it's a fantastic idea. It's gonna lend itself to a whole bunch of new ideas and new frontiers, and I'm really looking forward to that. And I encourage you all as well to whoever are track owners or club owners. I encourage you guys to look at other tracks and clubs, be it in your country, be it overseas, or be it in different counties or provinces or different areas. I encourage you guys to try and look and do the same. you know I think it's gonna be one way of us strengthening the hobby, strengthening the communities as well, and definitely encouraging more of the new guys to join in. So I will definitely keep you guys updated on our plans and how this Drift Alliance is gonna work. And who knows, maybe we might increase that alliance to other tracks. So and other clubs. So if anybody else is perhaps interested in this little idea that we have going on, or interested in being part of this alliance, please just comment, hit me up, message me, whatever, and then I'll let you know what the plans are and how you guys can also fit into our our little our little venture that we're planning on. So together with that, I have been keeping an eye out on all you guys. Okay, well, not all, but a lot of you guys, and I'm very keen, very happy to see the kind of progress and sort of the direction everybody is heading towards. So one of them being that reviving the old chassis and taking out the classic chassis, the CS chassis, and the old rear wheel drive chassis, and dulling them up, getting them up and running again. It's very encouraging to see. And I just see that my awesome friend Claudia has just joined in as well. Hi Claudia, how are you? Like I was saying in the beginning of the podcast, I wanted to dedicate this episode of the B Rock RC show to you and Michelle. And after reading that message that you guys put up, that you are um, sort of taking a step back, or perhaps leaving the RC game indefinitely or perhaps permanently, I don't know, and that uh, you passing on the baton to other guys to run Torii circuit. And I think I speak on behalf of a lot of people when I say thank you so much for everything that you've done for me, for the people in SA, for the people around the world, with everything that you've done with hosting the World Championship and creating the space for all these passionate and these talented and skilled RC drifters to come together to one place and uh, and share in the same dream and passion and create so many beautiful and unforgettable memories uh, that that was created at the World's Championship. And I don't think we have the words, or yeah, I don't think we have the words to put together, to say how thankful and grateful we are for all that you've done. And we really really appreciate it, and we hope that whatever you do, wherever you go, we wish you success and happiness and laughter, and that you don't forget us, because we will never forget you. So thank you again for all of that, and we really appreciate it. So thank you guys once again. um, Back to what I was saying. I've been keeping an eye out on everybody, or most guys, and looking at the amazing work that you guys are doing. Like recently, I've seen Vivian doing creating some more magic that he always does, But this is like he took it to another level. So if you guys haven't seen it already, he's replicated the Oracle lighting Viper. Dude, I'm so sorry if I'm butchering it, but yeah, this thing is, geez, this thing is completely nuts, man. The amount of detail that he's put into it is crazy. The Everything's painted. Everything is painted. There's no stickers involved there, and he's gone so small with that lettering. You have to think twice, three times, four times to understand the level of detailing that he's done there, and it's absolutely amazing and really inspiring. And you guys should really. He's definitely one of the guys to follow on Facebook or Instagram. Follow his work, and I promise you, you will get inspired to push yourselves further, which is what kind of what I'm doing at the moment as well with my Supra build. So I'm also pushing myself a little bit harder, focusing a little bit more on that work, and I can see it paying off. I mean, it looks a little bit bad, but I am holding thumbs. I am working hard at it, and hopefully, the idea that I have in my head translates back onto that body. But I'll post some pics to show you guys, some progress pics to show you guys what I'm busy with. I just want to finish with the masking. I've got my design already. I've changed my paint scheme already 5 times because I can't quite decide. I wanted to challenge myself with the limited colors that I have at the moment. So it's like a solid yellow, a blue, and I've got gunmetal, and then I've got a iridescent pink and gold, and a bit of black and white to back that all up. But and like I said, I wanted to push myself to think out of the box and sort of try and combine these colors to do something amazing. But it's like I just couldn't do it. I just can't. So we'll just have to see what comes out. Hopefully, it looks okay. So I wanted to talk about a little bit of new gear coming out of RevD. I'm not sure if you guys have seen it, but they are working on a new RC bag, which looks fantastic, and I think that's my next RC bag that I want to get. It has trolley wheels, and it has all the bells and whistles that you need for a trolley bag, for an RC bag. So if you guys haven't checked it out before, go onto the web page or go onto the Facebook page, the Team RevD page. Have a look there. You will find some similarities with other brands, uh, but I do think that they're gonna provide something a little bit different. I can't say that it's anything new for an RC bag, but it certainly looks good, and I think it's gonna be a little bit. It's gonna be quite durable. So it's definitely one to look out for when they finally launch it. And there's something else that I wanted to talk about as well, which sort of ties into the whole support your local industry and taking care of your locals, and that's the foundation of all the RC drifting community is actually all the new guys. It's the new guys. It's the grassroots drifting that actually grows and keeps the hobby going. So here in SA, we have a very big grassroots community of RC drifters, which is why there's also so many all-wheel drive drifters in SA. And it's still very much alive, although rear-wheel drive is taking over quite a bit. Um, uh, Again, the foundation this side is all the grassroots drifting, so it's guys with like TT01s and like the converted touring cars, that's just using whatever they can get their hands on and just hitting the track and drifting, and that is where drifting is. That is where the fun of drifting is. Although a lot of us enjoy the competitive side, but that grassroots drifting, man, that's the fun part of it, and we need to take care of those guys. uh, Keep drifting fun. Don't just slay them because they're drifting 50-50 or all-wheel drive. Encourage, don't discourage, because again, like I said, grassroots drifting is the foundation of the drifting community, so let's take care of them. And I see that Michelle has joined us again, and I'm sorry to all the guys that have been listening from the beginning. I'm going to be a little bit repetitive here, but Michelle, um, I've actually dedicated this episode to you and Claudia. um, I think all of us have read the heartfelt message that you've put up, that you sort of in inverted commas hanging up your radio, and we just wanted to thank you for all of the good work that you've done for the RC community globally, and for creating the platform that's come to be known as the World Championship, where everybody around the world would gather and create more beautiful memories there. And it wasn't just about the drifting, it was about the people, the atmosphere, the vibe, and thank you so much for creating that space for us to be there. And also, thank you again for everything that you've done for me personally, and for all of the advice, and everything that you've done for my boys here at the East Coast RC Drift Club. And we're never gonna forget it. We're never gonna forget all of the things that you've done. And wherever you go, whatever you do, we wish you well and success and happiness and laughter and all of the good things that life has. We wish it for you, my friend. And thank you again so much for everything that you've done. Really, really appreciate it. And don't be a stranger. Uh, we will try and come and visit you again in the near future. And we really hope that we can meet again. So don't be a stranger to all of us, and we won't be a stranger to you. We'll keep in touch. And thank you again for everything, bro. So back to where what I was talking about grassroots drifting. We have a big grassroots drifting community here in SA, and I try to keep in touch with all these guys. Uh, but yeah, again, I'm sorry, my phone's gonna cut off right now, any second now. So thank you again, everybody, for listening in. Remember, local is lekker. Support your local industry before supporting the online industry. Take care, keep well, be safe. I wish you everything of the best, and I'll catch you again next week, same time.